Hello and welcome to the Great Game Debate Podcast, where friends come together to talk about video games and our lives. I'll be your host, Kaedhen Lane. As always, I'm joined by the godfather of the debate himself, Jonah Gomez. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty
Chilling.
excited for the show. Just chilling, just vibing. Excited for this
Sounds
one.
good to me.
Yeah.
All right, and we're also joined by our man in Australia, the Saucy Aussie, Stephen Beaumont. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, mate. Got one of my favorite people in the world on the podcast, so super excited as always.
Oh my God! Thank you.
We are also joined by the Robin Hood of Next Gen himself, Hunter Pearson. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. You guys kept your composure really well, but I'm freaking out. I can't. I'm just hoping I hold it together. Like my promise I made to myself, since y'all know I'm a fairly talkative individual, is that I'm not going to monopolize this conversation. This is the one I need to shut up and just listen some. So thanks for having me. I am extremely excited to be here, given the, other guests to my, I don't know where it is on the camera, but
you're pointing at me right now.
Yeah,
excited. Thank you for having
he's
me.
so excited to have Jonah on again.
Yeah, whichever way it is.
The reason everybody's geeking out stars, we have a returning guest, Isla Hinck of the Easy Allies, a woman who needs no introduction. How you doing, Isla?
I'm feeling very flattered right now.
Sure.
Very it's I don't know. It was hard to just sit and listen to that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please talk as much as you want.
Well, guys, I hope you guys stop by the land of Suikoden to pick up your tonfas, because it's time for the icebreaker. All right, so for the icebreaker, we are bringing back community questions. If you want to submit community questions, you can do it through our Discord or Twitter. For the Great Game Debate on Discord, and our Twitter's at Great Game Debate, spelled DEB, the number 8.
You can also email them to us at ggdpodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you very much. This question comes in from friend of the show, Bob Buell, known for his podcast 99 Questions. Yeah, Bob is awesome.
I was on that. It was wonderful.
You sure were. Yeah, great episode. And the question coming from Bob, so you are now a character in an RPG, but your armor, weapon, and accessories you equip can only consist of actual gaming consoles, controllers, and peripherals. What is your class and what items are you going to use? I'll go ahead and throw this one to Steven. What do you think, pal?
So obviously I'm probably going to be a melee build on this one. Probably going to be just mainly focused on rolling, because I can't think of much in the armor direction. So I'm going to go for the Psi in my left hand of the N64 controller, get some good stabs in.
Sharpen it,
and then probably just for some blunt force trauma, I'll have the GameCube, because it's got the handle, obviously.
Yeah, it's basically just a big fat pair of iron knuckles, but it's just a cube. Sweet, I love that. What do you think, Isla?
Well, my first thought was to be a pugilist class with power gloves, but then I was like, you could be oh my gosh. I don't know if you could hear that, but somebody just peeled out like crazy on the internet.
No.
But then I was thinking you could do probably more damage with Guitar Hero guitar, like an axe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe dual wielding those? So that'd be pretty good.
They're light enough, you could do one of them.
And then I suppose, keeping with the theme, you could build an armor set out of Rock Band drums. Cover your body with the pads from that?
Yeah. It protects from
good.
unarmed attacks, bites, and claws. Yeah. Very nice.
Just a Virtual Boy for glasses.
Yeah, just for the style.
I
For
feel
sure.
like you just
Sorry, did I
stole
take
all of my-
everybody's?
You literally just took both of mine. I mean, the Power Glove and the Virtual Boy was all I had.
We had to do weapons, armor, and accessories, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I did.
Well,
No, that's perfect.
I know it's generally frowned upon to have more than one class in your party in an RPG, but I mean, it's not unheard of, Hunter. I mean, you can be a dual wielding, guitar hero, axe wielding, virtual boy
I
wearing.
guess I could like incorporate that like old like Nintendo running mat thing that they had that everybody played track and field on with their hands, just to like use as a net or something, I guess, or maybe an article of clothing.
I thought about like, in Final Fantasy X, how nobody actually ever uses Kamari because he's just a clone of one other character that you pick because he starts in the middle of the sphere grid. What if you're just the clone of Isla that we just tag in when Isla goes down? Like
that sounds good to me. Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do with a virtual boy. I just figured that if I had
just
that
for
thing
the
near
cool
me,
points.
nobody would want to attack me or come anywhere near it. It might fall off of my face and hurt somebody. That's all I basically had. Just it was an intimidation build. It was going to be, holding the virtual boy with one hand and the power glove in the other, and that would just have it. Your intimidation +7.
There you go. Yeah. For sure. You don't even have to fight the enemies; they just run. What do you think, Jetta?
All right.
What's your build?
We're going full like mil spec. I've got the PS5 on my chest, replaceable plates as my plate carrier, and then I got the Wii Zapper as my main gun, and then my secondary is that weird PS3 thing that they had for whatever game it was when they were and so they had that as my secondary, and then for headgear I've got an Oculus Quest as night vision goggles, so I'm ready to go stealthy at night.
Homebrew mod it,
Yeah, just like
it has like the exterior cameras that feed in. You just mod them to
I can
like
go full Sam Fisher and just go, and then and then go in stealth missions, easy.
Nice.
The hilarious thing about the Wii was like they just made peripherals for just everything. I'm sure they've got a Bowie knife as well, so I'm sure you could have a Bowie knife equipped.
Yeah, well, you could equip the vitality sensor, to keep track of your vitals.
Yeah,
and the Wii balance board would make an actually good shield.
Good riot shield.
That thing is like metal, like really hard. I don't know if it's actually metal, but it's heavy.
About a good like rhythm action game, and the fact that you're wearing the drum kit and just the sounds on hit would just be very hilarious.
Just sounds like
cooler if it was
the
Donkey
when you're
Kong
getting shot at.
So.
Yeah, not a stealth build.
For sure.
All right, what you got, Kaedhen?
I think how the Wii sensor bar is just like far infrared lights that you can't see with the naked eye. I figure if I like hook that thing up to like a portable battery pack that I can like hand crank, I can like overload it where it can at least cause like temporary injury to my enemy's eyes if I like point at their eyes. Yeah, so I'll be like the CC like support saboteur class that just like blinds the enemies with the laser from the Wii sensor. All right, awesome. Thanks again, Buell, for the question. That was a lot of fun. And before we move on, Isla, just have a quick question for you. We normally do a little interview with our guests, but we've had you on before, and I think everybody's pretty familiar with your work and everything. But Easy Allies is
me, that's for sure.
Sure. But Easy Allies, I think everybody is aware, is going through a lot of really exciting changes right now. You and Dana Bloodworth are stepping up to kind of co-lead and everything. And if you just wanted to speak a little bit to how that process is going and like some of the challenges and maybe fun things about it before we move on, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Brandon Jones started Game Trailers 20 years ago, this month, I believe. And I think it's 20, might be 25, 20, whatever. I mean, not whatever, it's amazing. But he's been in the industry forever, and he's retiring from the games industry. And Easy Allies is kind of an interesting thing because we were, in theory, kind of egalitarian, but because we had all had our roles back at Game Trailers, we kind of just kept doing that, So like Jones was in charge, and Blood, was the number 2, and I was like in charge of all the tech and post and everything. And so we kind of just, when Jones was leaving, we were like, well, let's just formalize what's already been happening, and just put so Blood and I are in charge, and so we can move more quickly and more nimbly and like make choices faster. And I've been looking through applications for a community manager, which I haven't ever done. Like,
very cool.
I've read through like 60 resumes.
Wow.
My eyes were like bleeding. I was like, but yeah, it's exciting too. It's exciting, the idea of getting a community manager, because that's something we've needed for a long time. And Jones is officially, as we're recording right now, retired as of today.
Wow.
He's still on a few videos this coming week, community showcase on Monday and group stream on Tuesday. And I think that'll be the last like thing. But you know, he won't be gone. He'll still be doing VO and stuff sometimes. Yeah, so it's really exciting to, I don't know, everyone kind of has a renewed energy. It feels like we're moving into a new kind of era. And it's like, you know, sad to watch Jones go, but I love to watch him leave, you know. But yeah, I don't know, it's exciting, it's fun, and we're just gonna keep on keeping on. And yeah,
y'all should by the way, if you want like some depth to it, go watch the easy update if you haven't already, because the easy update was a Jones like farewell, which was funny and sad, and it had some also just very Isla specific randomness tossed in. That was interesting.
For an hour.
Yeah, they get into some random topics, but it was definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, I'm excited to see where y'all go. Obviously sad to see him leave.
Yeah,
for sure.
It'll be fun. Like, and I'm excited to see what he does next. You know, he's retiring. Oh, I see a lot of comments, and in our video too, the easy update, like a lot of people are like, wow, retiring at 43 or whatever, 42, must be nice. And it's like, well, he's retiring from the games industry. He's not gonna like stop working, you know.
Right.
He's gonna be a dad for a little while, and like,
yeah.
And that was fortunate's not the right word, but so he had decided to retire last summer. And then he told Blood and I about it. And then a few weeks after that, we had our big annual meeting where we make like our biggest changes, where we like plan for the anniversaries that we have in March. And that's where we usually announce like big changes and stuff for the company. And so then a week or two after we had the meeting where we voted to make me and Blood in charge, Jones's son had some health issues and was in the hospital. So like the timing for the company was fortunate, because Jones had to basically retire 2 months early and just be gone to take care of his boy, which like I'm very happy he was able to do. And yeah, he's back home now and doing well, so that's really really good.
Awesome.
But yeah, so it was kind of, we got tossed into it a little earlier than we thought, but that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you guys are great. Y'all, I can't wait to see what y'all do.
Yeah, same. I think that's the sentiment everywhere. You know, we're all just really excited to see the future. So I appreciate a little bit of insight on that. And because I forgot to do it earlier, and there's no time like the present, I'll just quickly mention Jonah is doing a collaboration with Hunter and Hunter's brother Zach's Twitch channel, Brothers Pearson, for gaming-related giveaway. So stick around to the end of the podcast for more information about that. Or if you're a sneaky person, you could just skip ahead to the end, I guess. But with that, we'll just go right into the debate. So I'll turn things over to the judge, Jonah Gomez.
All right. Who's ready for a time loop?
Me, I am.
Because we have a fantastic time loop debate for you today, with Isla Hinck representing the Outer Wilds versus my main man Kaedhen representing Majora's Mask in the ultimate time loop debate. Our man Steven will be Sis Trophy for Kaedhen. And we got Hunter Pearson getting Isla's back. Are y'all ready to go?
You.
Yeah, ready?
I am.
Everyone, okay, wow. Okay.
For sure. I love our team.
All right. Starting out, we'll have our 2-minute opener. Then we'll go into our 2-minute rebuttal. And then 2-minute closing thoughts. Isla, would you like to start or close the debate?
I'll close it.
No close? All right. Kaedhen, you got 2 minutes on the clock for your opening statement. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1, debate.
Oh boy, Majora's Mask, the legendary game made in just 1 year, undoubtedly under a horrific crunch that traumatically scarred the development team, but boy was it worth it. My favorite Zelda game of all time. Everybody's like, what's going? It's Ocarina of Time sequel. Your Link, Navi's missing. You got to go find out what happened to her, and then you fall down a tree, and a freaky little skull kid in a freaky little mask turns you into a freaky little tree person, and then you end up in a different world, and there's a crazy freaky smiley guy with a backpack full of masks. There's even like Falco and Mario's masks on there, and he's like, you got to help me, but you only have 1 day, and then you get back a whole Ocarina of Time, and then you gain the power to manipulate time, and you can go back in time as much as you want, and you only have 3 days to solve this huge conundrum, and then the moon's going to crash down and destroy the entire world. But because you have the Ocarina of Time, you can just keep doing the 3 days over and over again and making progress in different areas and unlocking new items. And the world is just it's cliche at this point to call things onions. Shrek has ruined us all, but it has layers like an onion. And it's just this incredible experience of peeling back those layers as you redo the time loop over and over and find different avenues of ingress and different ways to interact with these characters. The inn in Clocktown, you go in
30 seconds.
There's this woman Anju, and she's like, "Oh, we don't have any rooms left in the inn." And then you talk to this Goron, and he's like, "Oh, your name's Link? That's weird. My name's Link." And then you go back in time before the Goron Link checks in, and you're like, "Yep, it's me, Link. Check it into my room." And then the Goron Link checks in, and he's like, "What happened? I'm Link." And they're like, "I'm sorry, sir. Someone else named Link." It's just like so cool stuff like that. I just love this game. It's incredible.
All right, cutting it with about 3 seconds left on the clock.
That felt unhinged.
A little bit.
That was improvisational.
Yeah, that was like a stream of consciousness, kind of like. And then you turned into a little tree dude.
I don't write a script.
All right, Isla, you got 2 minutes on the clock for your opening statement. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, debate.
Okay, so when you start Outer Wilds, it's a, first-person game. You don't really know what's going on. You open your eyes, and you're on this planet with these cute little aliens, and you're like, okay, this is fun. And you're looking around, and there's no time loop yet. You don't know anything about that. And so eventually you need you're the newest member of basically the astronaut group of the planet, right? And so you have to go into this museum and get the launch codes. But on your way out, this ancient statue that's never done anything, it's just a statue, suddenly turns and looks at you, and then shows you a vision of things that you've just done. And from that moment on, the time loop has begun. But again, you don't know that yet. So you fly out into the galaxy, learning how to fly your ship, and then eventually this little music starts, which you will come to love and hate, perhaps. But the sun has gone supernova, and you suddenly wake up, and you open your eyes again at the fire. And so you realize you are in a time loop, and the beauty of this game, versus other time loop games where things are kind of structured and rigid, it's an open world, open format, good lord, open format game where your own real life knowledge is the progress, and like learning something for real is the beauty and the majesty of this game. And I don't want to spoil it, but the story, it made me cry. Like, I think 2 games ever have done that, 3 maybe, and like, it's just a glorious game that went by way faster than I thought, but it's really good. And the time loop is a tool and a friend.
Time. Very good. Very good.
They should have to go back and repeat every word they said just in this
as the rebuttal.
I did think about playing the time loop starting over sound from Majora's Mask and just re-saying what I said in every segment, but I thought that would be a little more
funny if halfway through you just repeated the same argument over again.
All right, Kaedhen, you got 2 minutes on the clock. Remember, y'all both still have your assist trophies. You can use them whenever you like. Just shout out assist trophy. Kaedhen, ready, set, debate.
All right. So problems with Outer Wilds and maybe time loop games in general. A lot of people get intimidated by the time loop and the time limit. Outer Wilds is a paltry 22-minute time loop. I believe the full 3-day cycle in Majora's Mask is close to an hour, but if you play a specific song that you can get immediately at the beginning of the game, it triples the length of the time loop, and you have 3 hours to do whatever you want. And basically at that point, it feels like you have enough time to do whatever. It's not an issue anymore. But some people don't quite make it through to get to that point. But it's a lot more forgiving than Outer Wilds. And as far as progression in Outer Wilds, I mean, it's a very cool concept to knowledge is your reward and your progression, but your character isn't really advancing. So it's would you rather oh, okay, I learn if I come to this planet early, these caves aren't filled up with sand. Or, oh, if I come to this planet late, some of the crust is broken off and I can go down here. Or would you rather get magical arrows that can freeze your enemies solid? Or a sword made out of gold for completing a race against Gorons that never breaks and does twice as much damage as the sword you do? Or a hook shot that lets you swing around like Spider-Man? So I don't know. It's a little bit more compelling to the average player to me, I think. And,
30 seconds.
Maybe the other thing is just the characters. I think there's 6 characters that matter in Outer Wilds. They're just chilling on hammocks on different planets. But it especially Clock Town and Majora's Mask, it's just this intertwined community where the characters' quests are interlocked with other characters' quests and interact them with different points during the time loop, or in fact getting items and bringing them back to the beginning of a time loop and then interacting with characters leads to new avenues of progression. It's just so cool.
Time. All right.
Is this my only rebuttal?
Yes. Well, I mean, you can rebut in your closing statements as well if you'd like.
You can still talk trash.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to talk trash. Okay.
Well, if you want to be like him, I mean, he spent most of his rebuttal just talking about Majora's Mask again. So
right.
In relation to how it's better.
All right. 2 minutes on the clock. Ready, set, debate.
Okay, so 1 hour time loop being less disappointing when you fail, I actually think that's misleading, and especially if you're using the Ocarina of Time. Because if you run out of time, my understanding is you lose a lot of progress sometimes. You can really get borked. Whereas in Outer Wilds, I mean, unless you're getting really frustrated, which I think is just something that'll happen to some people in time loop games anyway, you're not losing anything ever. And you can even die and end the loop early on purpose as a tool. So I think that the time loop most of the time is actually interesting, and it forces you to go out and learn things more. If it were longer, it would be kind of annoying, I think. Game progress is very cool when you get new arrows and get new tools and stuff, but that's something that they programmed in. This feels like, obviously they programmed this stuff in too, but this stuff feels like you're unlocking it yourself. Your information, your knowledge is your currency in this game, and your unlocks are your spirit, your very soul. Characters in this are very good, and it's more text-based, and the characters you come to love have been dead for millennia, and the characters still alive you come to love in a different way, and it's more about kind of the experience and the existence of it. Also, the DLC that's basically a sequel within the game is just truly incredible. Swimming is terrible. in Majora's Mask.
30 seconds.
The pirate segment I hear can be tedious. The well segment leading to Icona Castle is tedious as hell. I called in some pinch hitting help from Damiani because I never had a Nintendo until a Wii. But yes, Outer Wilds is great. And Majora's Mask is also great. I'm just happy to be here.
All right, time.
I give Dawn the rest of my time. Yeah.
All right. Remember, you both still have your assist trophies if you'd like to use them.
Saving the best
2
for
minutes
last.
goes by fast.
Yeah.
Sure does.
It does, yeah. Assist trophies are 30 seconds, right?
Yeah, you get.
Do you
Which goes
understand
by
how
really fast.
incapable I am of saying anything in 30 seconds? Like, I will spend 15 of it just going,
Just like
find out.
All right, Kaedhen, you got 2 minutes on the clock. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. 3, 2, 1, debate.
I think something that Majora's Mask has that Outer Wilds doesn't is like an optional, like deeper layer of like engagement and completion of the game. So one major mechanic of the game is collecting masks, which you usually get as a reward for completing quests for characters. The main ones just literally turn you into different creatures with different abilities, Azora, Goron, a Deku, or whatever. And then you get other ones that like, you know, let you do a funny dance or run really fast. But if you help everyone in the entire world and get all the masks for completing all of their quests, it allows you to gain access to special areas on the end game area. And by completing those optional areas and using all your masks essentially as like keys to complete those areas, you get a special end game mask that's optional called the Fierce Deity Mask that literally turns you into a god. It's like you're possessed by a god, and then you go into the final boss, and it's just like you wipe the floor with Majora. It's just like a joke. Like you could just sit there and just spam the attack button, and like Majora can't do anything. And it's just like such an like awesome reward and payoff for taking the time to, you know, help all of your friendly neighborhood people out and help them deal with the crisis and the existential dread of a moon about to drop on top of their town and destroy it.
30 seconds.
But what else can I say about this game, really? Link can do side flips, back flips, and front flips when you jump off of things if you're going fast enough, and it's really cool. When you're a Goron, you basically turn into a wheel covered in spikes and fire, and you can just zip. It's like you don't need a Epona, you're a flaming spiked wheel. And there's Goron races where you race against other Gorons that are just spinning flaming spiked wheels. It's the coolest thing ever. Steven, go!
Yeah, go, Steven. Does he get his 30 seconds?
Yes.
Shut up. Super quickly.
No, I want it.
Although it's the darkest timeline, everyone wants to be able to get the sports almanac from Back to the Future 2. And with your knowledge in Majora's Mask, you can do that. You can own land. You can buy land off of Deku's and shift them around and use them for puzzle solving. You can get people in an impending apocalypse to marry each other because that is more important than their impending doom.
Ooh, very nice.
What's almanac? That like destroyed civilization.
Yeah, but you still want it though. You still want it.
All right, you got 2 minutes on the clock.
Clarification request. Does the assist trophy stop my own time?
No,
it's an addition.
It's an additional 30 seconds that he uses.
Yeah,
so 2 minutes 30 total with the assist?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll start with the assist then.
All right.
Oh. All right. Am I on the clock? You have to tell me, because am I wasting my time now?
No, you're not.
Okay.
I'm getting
15 seconds.
Just give me a finger
10
point or
seconds.
Just
something.
to do his job, he will give you a countdown.
I will give you a countdown. All right.
And time.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So I think with this, like the real debate is over whether or not you'd rather have the world end with the sun exploding or the moon. So it's a sun versus moon debate. So let's argue that. So the sun is definitely better. So the sun is so hot, there's no chance it would ever let anybody walk all over it. The moon is a prude. It never shows its backside. The moon makes low tides, and those stink. The moonlight doesn't even exist. That's just a reflection of sunlight. Like, there's no such thing as moonlight. Like, it's not. Lunar energy, definitely not a thing.
Time. All right, Isla, begin.
Thank you for that. That was perfect. Oh my god. Okay. So the optional layers you talked about collecting and stuff. In this, you can optionally collect more and more knowledge about the lore, and also the DLC factors into things. And all of these lead to more and more endings. There are a bunch of other endings. There are joke endings. There are fun like science endings, where you cause like a causality loop and things go crazy, or you could just get in your ship and fly farther away than the supernova will reach, and then you're just stuck out there, and it's like, well, you're stuck out here for an eternity until you run out of air and food. Like, it's great, and you, all of the things you do, and all of the things you learn, and all of the things that you unlock, in a sense, all pay off in the end with such an emotional impact. And you can do barrel rolls and stuff in your ship, so flips, whatever, you're still a slave to gravity. You got 360 movement, baby, and good controls once you understand them. But you experience fear, joy, sadness, and total nirvana in the face of the death of the universe, because it's like you're at the end of the universe, not just this solar system, and you get to pick how to do a new one at the end, and it's glorious. And you can even, if you do the DLC, you can have a person who says to you, like, and I'm spoiling now, but like the person will say like, hey, we weren't great. Are you sure? Like, I understand if you don't want to include us, and then you can like say, no, you're part of this too. And it's like super emotional. It's so good. Both games are great, but Outer Wilds is great.
Is that it? You're leaving 10 seconds? Okay. All right. Well,
Hunter, I think that was like the best assist trophy we've ever had.
Honestly,
that was amazing.
It was
that was like when I had the revelation that I was like, the sun ends one world and the moon ends the other one. I'm like, you gotta do something with that.
Genius.
All right.
So good.
So before I give my vote, I want to get the thoughts from the 2 assist trophies. And you know what? We'll start with Hunter. Who's your vote? Like, try and be as unbiased about this as you can. Who debated better?
This is going to be really tough to be unbiased with, just because I haven't played Majora's Mask since it was on the Nintendo 64. Like, I didn't play the 3DS version of it, which I understand they made a lot of changes of, which biases me even further because it like indicates they needed to make a lot of changes to improve it. And I just got done playing Outer Wilds. I had started it before I knew I was going to be on this, but I really raced to the finish. I stopped playing Elden Ring, which is really saying something. And it's been one of the best video game experiences I've ever had. So leaving the bias aside, I'm still going Outer Wilds.
Okay, all right.
I love the emotion that because you can feel the emotion that Isla had playing this game, and the amount of just freedom that it gives, like the leaving the universe. And
I love how I was basically like, if you progress in Majora's Mask, you get cool in-game items, and I was like, if you progress in Outer Wilds, you get personal growth in the real world.
Well, and I actually thought that your point about being able to extend the time was a little bit of an actual like con to Majora's Mask. I love the fact that in the Outer Wilds you have like the world from the time that the timer starts, it's like the world is just changing around you. Like there's a sense of urgency. If you want to go get to do something or like see something, some things you have to like get to right away. So anyway, that's kind of my own thought on it. But I do. If I'm giving a point, I'm going to give it to Isla today. I thought was
fair enough.
And Steven, what's your unbiased take on it?
It's weird. Like there's so many. It's a weirdly unbalanced debate simply because you got one thing that's existentialism, and it's same with Majora's Mask, but you're delving a lot more into character studies in Majora's Mask. So like the debates are vastly different. So I feel like in the intro, I would say that Isla took it. Obviously, Kaedhen was getting into like explaining the tale and got about like, I don't know, 5 minutes into the game by the time he ran out of time, which is hilarious. Although I must say, like, I think the song of slowing down time is just like amazing. It's such a great mechanic to use, especially like. And the coolest thing about Majora's Mask, and I think that might make Kaedhen's a bit weaker, is like just like the sense of time being up above you, always on screen, and when you're on the last day and you're just seeing it slowly get closer to night, and then like you see the clock tower starts up. Those things are really important, and were just a couple missed opportunities for points. I also would have said like the tutorial like of learning how to use the lander kind of scared me off of the game because it's like, oh my god, this is so unwieldy. So I feel like that could have been a good debate point. I do think Kaedhen won in the rebuttal stage though. But again, I think Isla just snuck it home in the closing. So I'll give this one to Isla.
Interesting tidbit. They made the remote control lander intentionally hard to land to make it scarier when you actually went into space for the first time. It was an intentional design choice, which I think is freaking great.
So is it actually easier to land the lunar rover?
Yeah,
it's easier than the actual one. Like they wanted you to be like, I can't do this even down here where I'm supposed to be like testing it.
Because I landed on the first moon that you're like listening to some radio signals from. I walked around for a bit and then looked off into space and had an existential panic attack and then had to stop playing.
That's part of it.
Kaedhen was watching me the other night where like I was on the water planet. What's it called? The Giant Steep. Yeah, and I wasn't expecting it, but like the ship and the island and everything got like thrown up in the sky.
Yeah.
And like while we were in space, like I managed to like boost myself like 200 yards over to where my ship was. Like get in the ship. It was like coming crashing down and like fly off right before we hit the water. And it was just this unscripted, beautiful, just video game like development mechanic.
Urgent storytelling, dude.
It was perfect. It was great. I was cracking up. I loved it.
Is a horror game.
It is a horror game.
Horror game. Like,
yeah,
wild.
I was just flying along, and the like one of the moons just came out of nowhere and just crashed into my ship as I was flying through space, and I was just tumbling around in space. I was like, "What is going on?"
All right.
The first time I was on the sun station, before I realized that the sun was getting bigger throughout that the sun station was crashing. I was like doing stuff and I was like, it's getting kind of like bright in here. And then I like looked out a window and just saw myself like careening into the sun, and I was just like, I just sat there and watched it.
It is a horror game.
Yeah,
that's so true.
Speak nothing of the anglerfish, my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So with my vote, this was an interesting debate to say the least. Kaedhen, you really had me with Link doing side flips and back flips and stuff as he's running.
The swag, man.
And I was like,
He's like, I'm experienced now.
Put it at the start of the game too. It's so cool because the first it's so good.
Like, this ain't your mama's Ocarina of Time anymore.
And then Isla came and she parried that, and she's like, oh yeah, well I got barrel rolls and you're bound to gravity. I'm not. And I was like, that's a good point. But what really took it home for me was Hunter's
Yeah.
Hunter's assist trophy.
Yep.
Saying that it's the sun versus
Pure
the
genius.
moon. And you know what, Isla? Hunter got you my point. So
thank you. Hunter got me my point. I wasn't even sure.
Wow, is this the first time we've had like a clean sweep?
I think so.
This is my proudest moment in my life right
now.
You earned it. That was incredible.
With that, we will go over the end results for our last debate. We had the Mortal Kombat Fatalities debate with Marcus Stewart versus Wes Bates. Barely inching it out was Marcus Stewart, 5-4. Just barely taking the wing.
Very nice, Marcus. Very nice.
That was a hilarious debate, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was very fun.
I love the whole Jax, like y'all trying to justify Jax growing into a giant. Just why did Jax all of a sudden turn into a giant? That's like the silliest thing ever. Anyway.
All right. Well, with that, we'll move into our break, and we will see you in the pitch.
All right, we're back from the break, and a quick disclaimer, as always, no shade on either Outer Wilds or Majora's Mask. Love both those games. Sure. I'm kind of like a poser anyway. I was watching Hunter play on stream, and like we had a little conversation. I was like, man, I think this is literally like one of the best games of all time, like one of the greatest like pieces of art of all time. And like I don't really think everyone needs to play Majora's Mask, but I think like everyone needs to play Outer Wilds. Like that game is just phenomenal. But anyway, we're moving right along to the pitch, and before we get started, Hunter has notified us he has a mysterious something he'd like to talk about. So go for it, Hunter.
Okay, I just want to like share one thing with y'all. Okay, so Neil Druckmann cited Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty as inspiration for the character swap halfway through The Last of Us 2 Ellie to Abby. Similar to how you switch from Snake Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2. So Neil stated his only qualm with Kojima, what he did with the character swap in Metal Gear Solid 2 was that you never swap back to...
Oh no.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
It was such an important piece of history.
If you can hear us, Hunter, your sound and video is not working anymore, and we're going to move on to the pitch. That was your random video game fact for today in memory of Wes Bates.
Man, I was loving it.
Did I get cut out?
Yeah, you could save it for your final thoughts. We'll run it back to your final thoughts.
Well, how far did I get into it? That's so unfortunate.
It doesn't matter.
I had this whole thing for this is the second episode I've been on where Wes wasn't here, and I wanted to make it a whole thing where I gave like a silly Wes fact. I make him write Wes facts.
We'll get to it in the final thoughts. Save it for your final thoughts. It'll be okay.
Fair enough.
And with that, we're going into the pitch. Where a few of our panelists will have 2 minutes to elevator pitch a game. The rest of us will decide whether or not we want to buy the mystery game based on the pitch. And then the game will be revealed. So first up to the pitcher's mound will be Steven. Let me get you a 2-minute countdown.
I got it already.
Sweet. So I'll turn things over to Jonah, and he'll give you your countdown.
All right, Steven, you got 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions in this 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Do you like action?
Yes.
Do you like amazing character designs?
Yes.
I do.
Do you like sapphic nightmare imagery?
Yeah, I think so. Who doesn't?
Okay.
Do you like overt boobalation a la PS3 360 era?
Yeah, I do.
Well, then this game is for you.
Okay.
This is an action adventure game. Action being the primary function, and it is just so wild and so of its time, and I desperately feel like people should play it. It almost feels like parody. It's that self-serious but over the top. It's something else. I don't have like a massively long pitch about this game because I only really just started it. But those key points are the main driving factor of why I wanted to bring it. As I said, the character designs are just wild. It's sometimes a little bit oppressive to look at the screen. So
30 seconds.
And I guess I'm not going to. I won't have another 30 seconds of stuff to talk about because, as I said, I'm only at the start of this game. But it is available on some subscription services, so you won't actually have to pay for it if you have some said services. And I'll leave it there.
Okay. All right. I guess my only guess for what this game is it Bayonetta?
You can't guess. Are you guessing?
That's a good guess.
Oh, we should save guessing till after we decide to buy the game. Okay. So yeah, let's go. How about you, Joda?
I don't know what it is.
Start.
I mean, it sounded like Bayonetta to me, but I don't know. I don't really have a real sense of like what's the gameplay like.
It's 360 era boobs flopping around while you're like, what more do you need to know?
I mean, I'd rather have this generation's boobs. I don't know.
Nightmaric boobs.
So is your answer no?
Yeah, probably not. Sorry.
Okay, what do you think, Hunter?
I mean, this has anime written all over it, so I am like I'm picturing like boobs on people that look like they, what I'm out. Anime. If it's like anime, I'm out.
I'm looking away.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. It may not be that. I was kind of like, if it was Bayonetta, I think maybe I could get into that.
Yeah, but it's too much of a gamble for you. Yeah.
Nightmaric boobification. That sounds anime to me. I'm out.
All right. What do you think, Isla?
Did you say sapphic horror at one point?
I did. There's a particularly sapphic horror.
I'm all in.
Yeah, I think I'm into. Like, you tell me over the top character designs, horror, over the top action. Like, let's go. I'm in. So 2 for 4, 50-50, not bad. So you can reveal the game, and
it's not bad, especially because like the person that would like this game the most would be Joda, and the person that would like this the least would be Isla. This game is Dante's Inferno. God of War clone.
Oh no! What have I done?
My gosh, it's so freaking wild. There's like literally, you get into the depth of hell that is Lost, which is like pretty much the second level of the game, and there are these like crazy women that literally there was it had a vaginal demon weapon thing coming out of it, and then there's
what does that mean?
A massive. I don't.
What is a vaginal demon weapon?
I'm not a gynecologist. It was something else.
Then there's later in the game. There's like satyrs that rip their own genitalia off and throw them as a projectile weapon at you. Like, I think I'm gonna turn around and throw this game in the trash after.
I'm into that. I want genitals thrown at me.
It's not anime.
Oh, I feel like I misjudged it.
Yeah, you can have my copy.
I'm pretty sure the first
I've played this game, by the
way. Was the last pharaoh. What's her name?
I don't know.
Are you talking about Cleopatra or something?
Cleopatra. It was some sort of Cleopatra person, and she had boobs, but that had tongues poking out of them. It was just like it was a lot to take in.
I don't remember this game at all.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. All right.
There are animated sections apparently.
There was like an anime or something for this game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there is an anime. Well, I think it's probably worth at least watching like a let's play this game because it's so wild and off.
I wonder what a speed run would be.
See a picture of it.
Yeah. Well, great job on the pitch, Steven. You fooled half of us. We'll move along to Hunter. I'll let Joda give you your countdown. You have 2 minutes.
Oh, I don't have a game to pitch.
I mean, Joda, I got confused, and I'll give you your countdown. So
yeah, I've just been playing Elden Ring, so I think everybody already owns that.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, Jonah, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. I got like the most out of the park game that I think I've ever played, and I've heard people talk about it and stuff. It's got like like a Castlevania art style.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool. The music's pretty bumping when you get like when you level up and when you like find treasure. It's got baller like The Price is Right music when you're going through it. It's super awesome. It's Steven's probably not gonna like this part of it, but it's like a top-down isometric, and you know you're killing all sorts of monsters and stuff. It's pretty it's pretty crazy. You know, it's in early access, and it's like just a little indie game, but I think that's all the information I've got to give to you guys.
Okay. You're relinquishing 50 seconds. Bold move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So we can ask questions now.
Yeah, you can ask.
Is it loot heavy? Is it got like a loot?
Yeah.
Going on with it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's got a bit of loot.
Bit of loot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that enough information for you to make a decision, Hunter?
Is it hard or is it easy? Are there difficulty options?
Does it get hard as it goes on?
Yeah.
It can get harder or easier.
Okay.
So when you've said indie but then like loot
Adaptive
and top
difficulty.
down ISO, are you saying is it a Diablo like, or is it like is that sort of its?
He said Castlevania.
Yeah, I mean like the art style's like Castlevania, but I'd say like the movement is Diablo 1-ish.
Okay.
I'd say.
What do you think, Steven?
Does it have one thing I'd just like to ask, does it have any other hook? Because obviously you said ISO and I won't like it, and it's true. Like my interest in
I guess this can
goes
count as
down.
your 50 seconds that you gave up.
Okay, you
just quickly.
You don't have to worry about missing your attacks, because I know that's your biggest issue with isometric games.
Okay. All right, that's intrigued me.
You don't have to worry about missing attacks.
Yeah, so Steven's biggest issue with isometric games is he has a hard time aiming because of like the weird angle that most isometric.
It's because he's in Australia. It's just everything's backwards.
What do you think, Steven? You down?
That's intrigued me now, especially the art style. And if it's early access, I don't know if it's available elsewhere other than PC, so I'd have to wait for it anyway. So I'm on the waiting list.
Okay,
very smart. What do you think, Isla?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. For a second I had an idea, and then I was like, okay, no, you don't have to aim. What? So anything that looks like Castlevania, I'm in. So yeah.
Yeah, same. You tell me Castlevania, level up, dopamine, bumping music, Castlevania art style. I mean, what's not to love? So, I'm 100% down.
All right. Before I tell you what the game is, does anybody have
Why
guesses?
do you get to say?
I know what the game is, 100%.
Really?
I want to say if I'm going to buy it or not.
Okay, are you going to buy it?
Oh, I thought you did. I'm sorry, dude.
No. I was all the way in until I heard that you don't have to aim, and that's like a big selling point for me with weapons is aiming them at things. So I'm that kind of made me fall off hardcore. So I'm curious to hear what it is that you don't have to aim.
Okay, I want to get guesses before Kaedhen says what it is.
It's not Crypt of the Necrodancer?
No.
Oh, good guess.
It's not that Achilles game, is it?
No.
That's not Castlevania.
That sounds like no one knows.
Yeah.
That's not a bad guess, honestly.
Raid Shadow Legend.
Raid Shadow Legend. It is Vampire Survivors.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
Sick.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And when I mean you don't have to aim, you literally are just moving in this game, and all of the
it's like a auto attack.
Yeah, it's auto attack. So you're still attacking and getting weapons, but it's just
about like positioning.
Yeah, that's all the game is positioning and trying to buff yourself to keep the monsters.
I really
off
encourage
of
people to try this game because I feel like a lot of people bounce off of it just by looking at it, because it's like an indie game made by like one person, so like the art style is like really like
Simple.
low production, but like the gameplay is like super addictive, and it's like $3.
Did you
and it
buy
goes on
it,
sale
or-
for like $2. I already have it on Steam. Yeah.
Okay,
willing to
because
try
I bought it too.
Yeah, and it's been so successful. Like the guy who made it's like, you know, an overnight millionaire, and he's quit his day job. Like it's just
Are you
it's so
serious?
popular. It's like
Wow.
it's like
Wow.
it's super popular.
Yeah.
A lot of
Sounds
Twitch
like-
streamers play it. Yeah.
It's like kind of like Loop Hero thing or something. Not like
Well, it's not that degree of auto battler. Like you're making decisions on like what upgrades you want, and you're moving around, dodging enemies.
But
So,
you
but-
can
Looks
play
like
this
bullet
game,
hell?
and
Mhm.
kind of. I think the ad says that you become the bullet hell because you're just launching so many projectiles out. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I have seen now that you say that, I have seen that now. Okay, now I know what it is. I remember seeing that. Okay.
And-
Yeah, I'll give that a try.
Okay.
Very cool. So was that 50-50? I can't remember if Steven said he was
I'll
in or
buy
not.
in. Yeah.
I was gonna wait because I was
Okay.
guessing it was only on PC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
All right, 50-50. Yeah, the great pitch, Jonah. Vampire Survivors, check it out. And that leaves our last pitch with Isla. I'll let Jonah go ahead and give you a countdown when he's ready.
Oh, where did I put my phone? Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1, pitch.
Okay. Similarly, I've just been playing Elden Ring. Well, I'm done with Elden Ring, but what I've been playing is under embargo, so I can't talk about that. So this is not what I'm currently playing. Just so that
Sure.
you know that. But do you like? Well, it's an award-winning. It won an award for pre-rendered graphics, pre-rendered art.
Ooh.
Michael H. Douglas is a programmer on. It has gorgeous FMVs and actually pretty good acting. It's less comedic than other entries in the series, but it's not without its lulls. It's a little darker, a little scarier, a little more intense. Activision published it. It's you first person, you are solving puzzles, you are meeting characters, you are being yelled at by VO, scary voices are yelling at you, exploring unique and interesting environments. There are, I think, 5 different places you go, maybe 4. A host of interesting characters, challenging puzzles, finding clues, unearthing the story. I don't know. It looked really good at the time.
30
I really
seconds.
like it. I think that it was very well received at the time. Yeah, it's good. And
I have
Turns
no
out it's
idea.
Night Trap.
It's basically get yelled at in beautiful environments, very beautiful locales.
and solve puzzles.
Yeah.
I had a really good time with Erica, so I'm actually like kind of interested in playing an FMV game. As long as it's not Night Trap, like, 'cause that does not look like a good game at all.
Night Trap
yeah,
has its charms.
But there are a lot of those storytelling games, like, you know, the early Kojima stuff that I'm interested in seeing a resurgence in, like is it Police Noughts or whatever it is from
Yeah.
Kojima and all that sort of stuff, and Snatcher. So yeah. It intrigues me for sure, especially because usually that means it's only going to be like 5 hours long, and it's just a good like one night sort of game. Yeah.
So it's
So
FPS?
it's an FMV game.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It has
smart.
Or
FMVs
has
in it.
FMVs. Yeah.
As
FMVs in it. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
not like Erica where it's entirely FMV.
Yeah.
So it's not plumbers don't wear ties.
Can we get
Might
a is it on multiple things, or is it just on PC? Or
It was on 2 things at the time, but now, yeah, I think
it's
you
on
could
the
probably.
it's on the Nokia N-Gage.
Yeah,
You're right.
Now
I'm
you can
definitely
get it
in.
just on one thing. I
Okay,
think.
so Hunter's in.
Cool.
Steven.
I like.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's the first person and puzzles and lulls, sounds darker.
I'll
Also,
watch.
Isla pitched it, and I was gonna be in no matter what.
How long to beat says 6.5 hours.
I'll watch Hunter stream this.
There you go.
Nice. I'm excited. Yeah, I feel like this is something I have not played.
Oh,
Sounds like something like what is it, like the Stanley Parable or like Palace
Sure.
or something like that.
Yeah, besides the pre-order backgrounds, it gave me almost like Inscription vibes or something. So yeah, I think I'm curious enough to be in. So we got 3 out of 4, and Jonah will watch someone else play it. So that's the best pitch of the night, Isla. You can reveal the game now.
It is 1996's Zork Nemesis.
What?
Zork Nemesis.
1996.
Zork Nemesis: The Forbidden Lands, a graphic adventure game developed by Zombie and published by Activision.
Wow.
Released for Windows and Macintosh.
That's such a pull. I mean, how old were
love
you,
this game.
Jonah, when that came out? Like 5?
When did it come out?
96.
I was 3.
I was 1.
I was 11.
Oh man, I was old enough to play it.
Oh, good
I
lord!
mean, I was 16, so.
So is it available on phones maybe now? Possibly.
You can get it on Steam for $5.
Yeah.
Zork.
cool.
I'm writing that down. We are definitely playing this, and you are watching, Jonah. You committed.
Oh yeah, I will.
It was $6 on Steam.
Zork.
And you can get it on
Nemesis.
Good Old Games or GOG or whatever you call it now.
Yeah.
I miss like old school names for games like that. Zork Nemesis. You know, like you would just not get a name like that anymore.
Yeah.
I also love how sometimes it's Zork : Nemesis, and then sometimes it's Zork Nemesis : The Forbidden Lands. It's all the
Right.
same game.
All right, cool. Thanks everybody for the pitch. Got some good game recs for everyone out there, and we'll move right along into the game. All right, and we're back with the game, and Wes, our resident game master, is taking a break this week, so our substitute game master is Stephen Beaumont. So I'll hand things over to the game for you, buddy.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to be terrible at doing this, but I've just got a little preamble. So our game today is called Series Fatigue, and the question is, how much do you know these classic series? Your job is to tell me how many individually titled games have been made for each series, not including DLC or collections, reboots. Oh, sorry, reboots, yes. Remakes, no. This was collated from How Long to Beat, so it only contains video games, so no board games. And also, if you can hip fire an answer, you'll get 2 points.
Boom.
And then pretty much keep your scores, and we'll work it out at the end. And
Can you explain what hip firing an answer is? That just like it's
so before I say, I'll say what the
multiple
series
choice.
is. If you can hip fire the answer before I say A, B, C, D,
Oh, okay.
then you get 2 points.
Okay.
So like there might be an obvious one, like God, I don't know.
Resident Evil.
The Stanley
Yeah.
Parable.
Okay.
Resident Evil isn't a hip fireable one. I love Resident
Yeah.
Evil. I don't think I could do that one.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like
that's pretty. That's hard. Dark
So-
Side Chronicles.
But yeah, some of them are intentionally misleading, and some of them are not. So
All right.
try
let's
and
go.
we
find the
shouting
ones
our
that aren't.
names? Are we shouting our names or something, or is it just we'll go like one at a time? with our answers?
Everyone can answer. So realistically,
Okay.
it doesn't matter when you say it, especially if you hip fire and
Okay.
just answer it.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with Mass Effect. Any hip firers?
3.
Four.
No?
well, how many?
3.
4.
I said 3.
Did everyone
I
answer
said 3.
before? Like you're allowed to wait.
I
I
said
did.
4. 4.
It's either
4.
So I'm gonna go. Okay, I'll go through the list. A 4, B 5, C 6, D 7. All of you
Well,
hip
we're wrong.
fired. None of you got it right. It is
Oh,
There are
there's
two
six.
mobile games. There are two mobile games.
Ah.
By the way, I'm going to be
Oh.
miserable at this.
Yeah, we're gonna be
I don't
bad.
know
Don't worry about
mobile games. What is a mobile anyway?
Not on a console.
I don't remember
I don't
these
get those on my
mobiles.
jitterbug.
All right. So this one won't. I don't think anyone should hit fire this one because it's already a number that's higher than you should guess. God of
Okay.
War, not including
Oh.
Ragnarok because it's not out yet.
I believe
I'm not
It's-
answering yet. I want to hear the
it's
answer.
8.
It's a really good guess. Are you hip firing that answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
It's
So I'll go
probably higher.
A 8, B 9, C 10, and D 11.
10.
I say 10, just because an even round.
I'll say 9 because nobody picked it.
All right, and Kaedhen gets the win. Now,
Oh.
because there is one mobile game, so somehow Jonah got that part of it, but there's also one browser game as well.
What the heck?
Aw.
A
And
browser game?
It has a How Long to Beat. It has its own title.
It's a game.
It's a game.
It's licensed.
Damn
What's the
Um,
name of that game?
yeah, because I wrote that down.
All right, never mind. You know what? I'll look it up later. You should just be like, you should go Google that yourself.
Yeah.
All right, Super Smash Bros. Any
Oh.
hip firers? Or we wait for a response.
Six.
Wait.
Oh,
4?
I'm gonna say 6.
I hit fired 6.
and do
I
you want me
guess-
to answer, Kaedhen?
It's not going to help me to hear how many.
I'll say 4. I'll say 4. We'll all hit fire. How about that?
Okay, all hip fires, and we do have 2 winners. I was gonna say A5, so already those 4s are a little bit low. It was 6. And
6.
the
Nice.
the Wii U and the 3DS version have different stages, so they are different games. Plus, they've got a
man.
different title.
Okay.
Um,
These are some loose rules, man. There's loose.
Hell yeah, brother.
It says
It's
Super
extra
Smash Bros.
stages.
for
I'll take the
3DS
win.
and
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. They're different
Nice.
titles.
I'll take the win.
Alright. Ratchet and Clank. Now, there's no
Oh,
point in hip firing on
dude,
this one.
I think I
it's too
know
many
this.
games.
It's like
The man.
16.
Is that your
Oh,
hip fire
yeah,
answer?
that's my
Don't
hip-
do
I'm-
that.
I'm-
I'm not hip firing.
Bro, I'm
I'm gonna
going
go-
guns blazing. I don't give
A 12, B 13, C 14, and D 15.
Oh, I almost said 15.
15. It's as close to what Jonah thought it
I'll
was.
say 14.
I'll
for
say
Final Fantasy 14.
I'll say 13 just because I cannot believe there are that many of them. That's wrecking my head.
The answer is A12. And as I
Ah.
said,
I was
and
closest.
and that's with me including the remake. The Ratchet and Clank is a reboot, remake. It's
Part
a
of the
weird
movie.
one.
It's weird.
Like
Yeah.
that was like to up the number just.
But
a
did
little
you
bit,
count
so
the
either way,
movie as well?
No one got it. Is that a video game?
No, it's not. Can you
it's-
play the movie, Jonah?
Is that a video game?
Technically, you can play a movie.
You push play. Yeah.
All right, moving
I
along.
can
Moving
play
along.
the movie on my PS5. So, what do you think about that?
Please continue, Steven. Please continue.
Outer
that's a
Scrolls. Outer Scrolls.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's that weird mobile game.
And
I say don't
Uh,
hip fire this response.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't handle this one. It's probably like 19 or something like that.
9.
You just going for the hip fire, Joe?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm not. I'm not.
Guns
All right.
blazing.
A 5, B 9. Jonah's answer. C 11, D 13.
I'll say 9 also.
I'm gonna say
Second.
13.
I'll go 11. The
And
M&M.
Hunter is correct. 13.
Oh.
There are so
Yes.
There are so many mobile games that have individual stories. Like there was like 3 mobile games
I know there's
in the
Blades.
same series of mobile games,
Oh,
and then
right,
there was
Blades.
Blades, and there was even an Oblivion mobile game as well. But I didn't include that because obviously it's the same name.
Yeah, and there's like 30 Skyrims.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Every single
Steven,
release.
Steven, it's actually infinity because of all the mods there are and versions of Skyrim.
I just want to give a shout out to Wes, who's no doubt listening to this now after it releases, who is probably just shaking his head at like the utter chaos that this game has devolved into. Like,
probably
anyway.
the whole show, honestly.
I feel like he's gonna do like Tetris next or something.
Now, now this one's for the hardcores. So like, get.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the other ones were easy.
Oh.
Dark Souls.
Is anyone got a hipfire answer?
Well, wait.
3.
Are we including? What are we?
No,
what are we counting?
You don't. You didn't count. You said not counting
not including
remasters.
DLCs, reboots, remasters.
What about
3.
repackagings?
3.
No, not repackaging. Not including that. It's
3.
literally how many games.
Individual game titles.
Like Scholar of the First Sin doesn't count.
Right, Scholar of
That
the
does not
First Sin
count.
wouldn't count. Okay,
No.
then
I'm gonna just say 4 because there's probably a mobile game we don't know about.
I'm gonna say 5. I'm gonna hit fire 5 just because I'm gonna need one of 5.
All right.
I'm Price is writing Kaedhen right now, but just doing one over.
Would you like me to? Would you like me to give you the options?
Give us the
Isla?
options.
yeah.
I don't want options. I'm
Okay.
sticking with 5.
So we got 3, 4, 5, or 6.
I'm thinking it's a trick question.
I think it's 3, but if we're counting Scholar of the First Sin, it would be 4. 3.
It is 3. Because there are 3 Dark Souls games.
It's a trick question. Yeah.
So
You set us up, you bastard.
Jonah just got a good hip fire there.
Wait, did I
That's
hip
very
fire
good.
that?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But
yeah.
Jonah
But
did.
you're on the board now, Isla. You're on the
Oh.
Yeah, I
board.
got a point.
All
Joe's
right.
in the lead with 3 points.
4.
All right.
4 points.
Oh, really?
Both hip fires, baby.
Yeah.
Paper Mario.
Oh.
Is it?
Hold on.
4.
Hold on.
Okay. All right. You can hip fire. You just love the hip fire. You just
He
have
does.
to.
You should have made that a rule.
I'm
It's
a quick
unhinged.
shot, baby. 5.
I think 4.
I'm gonna say 5.
I will
All right,
wait
is
for
it?
the multiple choice.
4, 5, 6, or 7.
I'll say 6.
7, just because it's different. I have no
That
idea.
would be a win for Kaedhen there with 6.
Ah.
Really?
No tricky ones on that one. Just that's how many releases.
That was a
Okay.
complete guess for me.
As for a different one, Iron Man. Marvel's Iron Man.
No.
What?
I'm
many
gonna say
Iron Man games are
21. 21. There's got to be so many.
I'll wait
just
for the
like
multiple choice on this one.
random.
Wait, just games with Iron Man in the title or games with Iron Man?
With
in
Iron
them?
Man in the title. So I looked up Iron Man on How Long to Beat and how many games straight up.
How many mobile games do you think there are?
Oh,
Also,
that's why I'm saying 21.
I think we're in the
Also, the Dark
30s
Souls
with
one.
this.
There was a Bleach anime game with the subtitle of Dark Souls. Just for
Oh, nice.
That would have been pretty funny.
All right, give us those.
Right.
Give us
Iron
those.
Man. 3, 4, 5, or 6. How many?
Oh, I was way off.
So it's not 38. Like I was.
And the only one
Yeah,
I
it's
can
not
think
21.
of is the VR one.
Yeah,
I'm just
gonna
gonna
go
go
3.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
gonna go-
3.
I'm gonna say 5.
5 is the correct answer, and that's the weird thing. They did a movie. They did 2 tie-ins. They did not do a tie-in for Iron Man 3, but there was the VR game, and there was also one on the Sega Saturn as well.
That's what I was thinking. Was the
Wow.
VR was adding to the movie, like so they probably
Yeah.
did one for each movie at least.
I'm
That was
surprised
smart.
there's
That was
not
smart.
like 45 mobile games, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh,
they
you
didn't
know
show-
what?
if
I'm
there
thinking
are-
of like the different like Marvel games where like Iron Man's in it.
Everyone.
included.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
probably like 30 different like Avengers games. But,
Yeah.
They wouldn't isolate just to Iron Man.
All right.
The rest of them.
Last 2, and we gotta go quick because of reasons. Glover.
What the?
What?
Any hip fires? Glover,
3.
the very titular, amazing character, Glover.
I know there are at least 2.
I'm gonna say 3.
I will wait.
Alright. A1. B2, C3, or B4. D4. Probably not.
I'm gonna say 2, just because I don't even know what the hell this is.
I'll go high.
Because there's the old one, and then
4.
the Steam one just came out.
But that's just a re-release. I said,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
is it a
how many
re-release?
individual titles?
One?
One is the correct answer.
Oh!
That game did never get a sequel. And for obvious reasons, based on Trash Babies, go watch it.
Yeah. Trash
Oh,
Babies.
God.
Number 2 just sounds so real.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Clever 2. Well,
All
because
right,
you have
and
2
finally,
mans.
Mhm.
yeah, that's it. All right, last one. Dead
Glover and
Space.
Knuckles.
Any hit fires on
Dead
Dead Space?
Space. Hold on. 4.
Okay, so there's definitely at
5.
least.
We
You
got
guys
2 hit
know-
fires.
You guys know
Anyone
about
want
stuff
me to-
I don't.
Four.
Oh,
It's
wait.
EA. It's EA, so I'm thinking that they're gonna
Yeah, mobile
monopolize
games
on
is
that. So
something
I'm
I
gonna
know
say
about.
6.
All right, that's 3 hit fires. Kaedhen, would you like
I'll
to
wait.
answer?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give it answers.
A3, B4, C5, and D6.
Oh, I'll go 4. I'll just throw in one possible mobile game and call it 4.
Ooh, the hit fire was correct from Isla with 5.
Oh.
There was 2 shooter games. Remember, there was
Ah.
Extraction and the other one that was on PS3. So there was one on the Wii, and then there was one on the PS3.
Okay.
Did you guys see me preemptively celebrate? Just
Yeah,
that was embarrassing.
We've got some
embarrassing.
drama here. We got some drama
We got
here.
some drama.
Isla and Jonah are tied, but Hunter's only 1 point behind them. So if they both get it wrong and Hunter hip fires the correct answer, he could win.
Do you have a
I guess
tiebreaker?
I got a hit fire.
You're gonna make me look up a tiebreaker?
Look up a
Oh,
tiebreaker.
I realized that
right
was the last one. Oh, but it is a tiebreaker.
Yeah, we
Still,
need a
'cause-
tiebreaker. Steven,
Oh
look
my
up a
God,
tiebreaker
we
right
have to
now.
Look up.
Look up Resident Evil.
You know what? While I'm doing that, I will read
Silent
It'd
Wes's
be
Hill.
Wes's
impossible
fact.
for me to siphon through Resident Evil because
Oh,
that'll be
okay.
like 53 games.
I can read through Wes's
Metal Gear.
hot fact if you want.
Yeah,
While we're
read
waiting
through
for him
Wes's
to
hot
look it up.
fact while
Okay,
while
we have a
you-
hot fact intermission.
We might even have 2 if there's time.
Oh,
okay. So
okay.
what I was trying to say before is Neil Druckmann cited Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty as inspiration for the character swap halfway through The Last of Us 2 from Ellie to Abby, similar to how you switch from Snake to Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2. Neil stated his only qualm with what Kojima did with the character swap was that you never swap back to Snake before the end. Another small factoid: filming mocap for The Last of Us 2 took 5 years. Most movies film within a few weeks or months.
That's incredible. That's just wild.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
All right.
All right.
Okay, then we'll do this one. A nice and easy one, simply based on what you just said. The Last of Us. How many games in the Last of Us series, not including remakes and reboots? We're just doing hip fires only.
There's 2.
Yeah, 2.
3.
Oh no!
I'm just gonna sit out. I'm not in the running.
3.
I hit fired 2.
It is 2.
Oh,
Isla
That
gets
means
2.
Isla wins. So Isla
There was
wins,
no
'cause-
mobile game, unfortunately, Jonah.
But no,
There
Like-
will be
but-
factions, so that would be 3 later.
I
Oh, I
was
can't wait
thinking.
for
I was
that.
thinking because didn't the DLC?
The DLC
one-
came out on its own, yeah.
Yeah, it was standalone, so
Oh, did it?
technically it is 3,
I
Left
did say
Behind
no
was- yeah.
DLCs in
but
the...
it's standalone. It is
came
a
out
It's
separate
standalone.
person.
DLC. DLCs don't count. Don't know what to tell you, Jed.
It's a standalone purchase, though.
I don't
like,
know.
it-
I'm
you
with
can-
him, actually.
That is also a DLC. So either way, either Jonah won or Isla won. This is Schrodinger's winner
Yeah.
here.
Ooh, I like that better. Just leaving it up to
Yeah.
whoever to decide.
You
yeah.
pick.
We'll-
You pick
we'll
who
have-
you want the winner to be.
We'll
I
have
know
2
who I
votes.
picked.
We'll have 2 votes.
Right. Are there 2 or 3 Last of Us games? The community
Yeah.
will decide. All right. Well, that's been the game. Somehow we got through it. Thank you so much for preparing the game, Steven. You did a great job.
That was fun.
Thank you. That was funny.
Congratulations, everyone. We've made it to the end of the podcast. We'll go around real quick for final thoughts. Anything that you want to plug, social media, or just anything that you're thinking about. Isla, as our guest, I'll let you go first. Final thoughts.
Oh, I mean, I should probably play Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to get that expansion pass thing on the Switch.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. Follow me, Isla Hinck, at on Twitter. And check out Trash Babies. We did a Glover episode that's on our Patreon.
Yeah. All right, Hunter, final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out that Glover. That sounds awesome. Missed that one. You can find me at Twitter at Hunter Pearson. If you come to the Brothers Pearson, my brother and I very low key stream with really no like agenda or anything. We just like hanging out with people and playing some games. And obviously, come hang out with us at the Great Game Debate.
Monday night D&Ds.
Oh yeah, we are doing Monday night D&Ds. So, and honestly, we can add anybody to the party if anybody's interested in just hopping in and actually participating. Reach out to me or if you know Dan Giesland, he's our DM. He kind of sets the whole thing up. He's done an excellent job he's got like crazy like software and stuff he's incorporated that has all the dungeons and lighting and enemies. It's really cool. So
very cool.
Come check out D&D on Monday nights.
All right, awesome. Steven, final thoughts?
I had one and then I completely lost.
Very cool.
So, yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, my brain has just gone AWOL. So, enjoy video games, I guess.
Awesome. All right, Jed, final thoughts / Great Game Debate, Discord housekeeping or anything?
All right.
Giveaway.
Awesome things. We have the man, the myth, the legend himself on the show today who created our fantastic logo. Hunter Pearson, thank you so much for this sweet, sweet, sweet logo. You are an absolute legend. And continuing his legacy of being just a total homie. He is providing us with some sweet controllers that we will be doing for a giveaway. I'm thinking we'll have you share this episode of the podcast with the hashtag GGD podcast. And we'll choose a winner and maybe you'll get a dope PlayStation controller, DualSense 5, or an Xbox Series X controller.
Sitting here holding these, I was thinking about like, making them like make out with each other for all the console warriors out there. It's like,
audio listeners are missing out.
You're really
so
missing
cool.
out.
Yeah, as soon as episode goes live, Jonah, you'll throw it up on Twitter and they just retweet it. And
yep, they can retweet it and
use it to that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then just do the hashtag. Do the hashtag GGD podcast.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. I've been your host, Kaedhen Lane. You can find us on the Discord at Great Game Debate, and our YouTube is Great Game Debate. That's just our channel, and Twitter is at Great Game Debate, DEB, the number 8. And on the YouTube or the Twitter, any of our personal Twitters, you can find a permanent link to join our Discord and just have some wholesome, non-toxic discussion about games and other pop culture, and maybe join our game club. I think right now we're doing Chicory, Colorful Tale. So playing that right now. Cool. And my final thought is just, Isla, you're awesome. I know you guys are crazy busy right now at the Easy Allies studio and everything. And just thanks so much for taking time out of your day to do this with us. So really appreciate it.
I loved it. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, that's it. Let's see the podcast. Bye.
Bye.
As always, a big thank you to our friend Misdriven for the music in our podcast. If you like what you hear and you want to check out more of what they have, you can pay them a visit on Twitter at MIST_RIVEN 719 or on Bandcamp at Misdriven. Thanks again for tuning in. Till next time. Oh, that was the thing that while you're thinking of the timestamp, I just thought of like, you could use the Game Gear for like corrosive damage, seeing as it had like 50 batteries in it.
Yeah.
That's very true.